Zhilei Zhang is preparing for his return to the ring, his first appearance since delivering a knockout of their performance against Joyce. Joseph Parker vs. Zhilei Zhang has officially been added to the Anthony Joshua vs. Francis Ngannou megacard on March 8, 2024, in Saudi Arabia, but Zhang's story doesn't end with Parker. Before this fight was confirmed, he was heavily linked to a showdown with Deontay Wilder, and now, with Joshua Ngannou set, those talks have resurfaced. According to Michael Benson, Wilder and Zhang are reportedly being lined up for the which is expected to take place on Friday, March 8. The two could either face each other or appear in separate heavyweight bouts. Wilder's manager, Shelley Finkel, hasn't ruled out the idea of a Wilder vs. Zhang clash. He said they would love a Parker rematch, but if Zhang is presented, it would still be a massive fight, one strong enough to rival the main event itself. Finkel praised the Saudi cards for bringing top heavyweights together, calling it phenomenal for the public. Boxing reporter Chris Mannix also confirmed that Zhang is expected to fight on the Joshua Ngannou card, with Wilder vs. Zhang being one of the matchups now under serious discussion. If not, Wilder will still appear on the card in another fight. Meanwhile, Carl Froch believes Wilder could even travel to China and beat Zhang, especially after Zhang's dominant back-to-back knockout wins over Joyce last year.
I think Deontay Wilder was brave enough and good enough to take that challenge and go in the ring thinking he's going to win. He's a detonating puncher with you know, when he lands that right hand on anybody's chin, he's going to be confident that he can knock out Zhang. So he'd probably take it, but I'm not so sure Usyk would really. I mean, Usyk would fancy it, but I don't know if he'd entertain it. Tyson Fury, maybe, maybe not. Anthony Joshua, I've already said, I don't think he'd take that fight. That's too dangerous. I don't think Eddie Hearn would risk Anthony Joshua in against Zhilei Zhang.
Promoter Frank Warren, who works closely with Zhilei Zhang, says he loves the idea of a Zhang vs. Wilder showdown, and he's ready to make it happen. Warren told Boxing Social, "That's a great fight. I wouldn't have a problem making it. Let's see what happens." Warren also highlighted Zhang's growing impact in the heavyweight division, noting that Zhang is currently the mandatory challenger for the WBO world title, and he wants his shot. Until that title fight arrives, Warren says Zhang will stay active, and whether his next opponent is Deontay Wilder or someone else, we'll see. Zhang's manager Terry Lane also confirmed the team's strong interest in fighting Wilder on the Anthony Joshua vs. Francis Ngannou. Boxing journalist Michael Benson wrote, "Zhilei Zhang does indeed want to fight Deontay Wilder on the Joshua vs. Ngannou undercard on March 8, reporting that both fighters may appear on the card, possibly even against each other." Zhang previously called out both Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. The Joshua fight collapsed, and Zhang didn't hide his frustration with Eddie Hearn, accusing him of protecting Joshua. "I never thought this fight would be made. Eddie Hearn will not let Joshua fight me. It's too much of a risk. When I signed with Matchroom, we discussed it years ago, but they avoided the fight every time." Despite all the talk around Wilder, Zhang says his first choice for March is still Joseph Parker. "I want to return in March. That's the plan. If you're asking who I want realistically, I say Joseph Parker. But does he dare to fight me? I'm open to everything, but for now I'm focused on training and getting back in the ring." Zhang added that he hopes his next fight lands in Saudi Arabia, where negotiations and planning are already underway. Joseph Parker is officially on the March 8 card, and he's set to face Zhilei Zhang in the co-feature to Anthony Joshua vs. Francis Ngannou in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. ESPN sources confirmed the matchup, adding to what is expected to be one of the biggest boxing nights of 2024. Parker enters the fight after a dominant victory over Deontay Wilder, while Zhang comes in hot with back-to-back stoppage wins over Joyce last year. A perfect co-main event. Parker's promoter, David Higgins, believes the Wilder win silenced every critic and delivered the best performance of Parker's entire career. "For me, it was Joseph's greatest performance. Those massive global pay-per-view fights come with enormous pressure. The eyes of the world are on you. Wilder is one of the most feared punchers in boxing history, and Joseph kept calm, stayed patient, followed the game plan, and didn't just win, he dominated. Higgins added that Parker had fallen short before under pressure, but this time he rose to the moment and proved he belongs among the elite. Now, former heavyweight champion Joseph Parker is back in the gym, preparing for what could be the biggest opportunity of his career, a showdown with Zhilei Zhang that could reshape the heavyweight landscape. Zhang went on to discuss the hurdles that Wilder may now face in order to get back to the top of the heavyweight division. He stated, when you look at Wilder, he hasn't fought for 14 months, and throughout the whole fight he was just looking for the big right hand, and he barely found the opportunity to throw that. It doesn't make a lot of sense that he was moving around like that. If you want to land a solid shot, why are you moving around the ring like that? If you count all of the punches, Wilder probably threw less than 100 punches throughout the whole fight. He was being reactive the whole time instead of being proactive. As a boxer, I can tell you that it is easy to fall and it is harder to rise up. Deontay Wilder has been there. He has been at the top. Now I would say that he is in the lower part of his career. It is really hard to get back. You have to overcome a lot of physical and mental problems to be able to come back again after that. Parker did not want to rest on his laurels. He called for showdowns with any of the division's top players, including Zhang and Hrgovic. It was Zhang who answered the call for a fight that will leave the winner in prime position to land a massive fight in the suddenly heavyweight division. That's a wrap. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on our newest release.